Namaste everyone, and as usual, I pay homage to my uh, forefathers, my teachers, and of course Dr. Ram Mohan. And I want to start with feedback because I'd like to know if you have been practicing and what are the issues that you have faced in the practice. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
So, would someone please have you all been practicing the pranayama? Did you all see the video that I had posted?
Definitely. Yes.
Was it useful?
It was very useful, in
Yes.
fact. It was very useful, and it was because mainly I missed the thing the first time.
Mm,
It was very useful, and
okay.
for me it was uneventful. I went through, but I did not get any great experience or something like that. I was doing it. Yes, maybe 1 or 2 days I
No.
couldn't do. Otherwise, I was doing it. It's all right. Uneventful, but all right. I'm happy, but compared to previous week. It's better. Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Have you all been practicing?
Yes.
So what is your feedback, sir? Milind sir.
Actually, it is going on well. I can sense the breath in my both the nostrils, and
Hmm.
also the movement of the stomach and the easiness of the entire body,
Hmm.
including the eyeballs. So it's going on well. I do it in the morning,
Okay.
as I explained you in privately.
Okay.
Yeah. So as
Okay.
far as the this pranayama in Nāḍī-śuddhi is concerned, it's going on well for me.
Very
Even
nice.
I
Very
can
nice.
hold the breath both the times while after inhaling and exhaling also.
Were you able to feel the anus, the suction of the
No,
anus?
that I have not tried yet actually, because
Okay.
once or twice I tried it, and but I thought that after 2 days practice I will do it regularly.
ठीक है. Okay, no problem.
Okay, sir. Thank
Lata
you.
Narayanan, no problem. Lata Narayanan, madam,
Yes. Good afternoon. I
good
also
afternoon.
tried the ANS exercise also. Like
Hmm.
Mr. Ram Mohan, I don't feel anything specifically different or any different experience to report. It's
Okay.
it's uh, it's it's. But I'm doing it every. Breathe in, whether it's through the right nostril or the left nostril. I'm doing that also, and it's pretty seamless.
Yeah.
Very nice. But uh, do you have any? Are, are you feeling better than you were maybe a month or so back? I mean, are you feeling that this is adding value to yourself? You?
Not particularly, sir. I mean, since you asked us to hold the NS and experiences, that is also there.
No.
No,
I
not at
mean the overall experience.
uh, well, it's the same as it was earlier. I don't find any particular difference, but there was one day in between when I was otherwise a little stressed, and that showed actually in the breathing.
Yes.
I was a
Yes.
little breathless. It was not so smooth. The whole nadi should be the exercise. But
Yeah.
the other days when I was like pretty chilled out and normal, the flow was much easier and it was very very smooth. So clearly, our state of mind reflects in the practice.
I will come back to this particular point. It's a very important point and a very nice point that you raised. Before that, let me ask Milinji. He has raised a hand. Yes, Milinji. Milinji, you had something to say?
Sorry, my mic was mute. What I was telling, that the shoulder exercise and the neck exercise, what you explained, it is
Hmm.
also helping a lot.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
it is giving you the freshness in the body, as well as for the entire day. It is very fresh day according to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Um, so You see, Lata madam had spoken about being stressed and the breath of being affected when she was stressed. Now, there's a very interesting correlation. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes uneven and ragged. Now, what happens is that if you continue to practice pranayama, suppose you've had a very bad day or a stressful day, if you sit in pranayama, then what happens is that because you have been practicing pranayama for so long, the conditioning of pranayama will kick in and will actually begin to reduce your stress levels. This is something that you will observe as you go forward. Uh, in fact, it should already start kicking in, because if you have been practicing pranayama, then what happens is that once you, let us say you've been very stressed out, if you sleep for 15 minutes, sit and do your pranayama, you'll find that you feel no different from the other days. Please try that out and let me know if what your experiences are. Okay, so since if there is no other feedback, we can start with the class of today's class. Okay, so I request all of you all to stand up and let us do the unlimbering exercises. So I'm going to start with the eyes, and the reason I'm starting with the eyes is because we generally tend to look straight ahead. We don't move our eyeballs and we don't exercise the eyeballs. And because of that, two things happen. The muscles get stressed, and the second thing is that the blood supply to the muscles holding the eyeballs and moving the eyeballs is not fully flushed with blood. So when you move the eyeballs clockwise and anti-clockwise, you increase the movement there. It increases blood supply, and at the same time, because of the movement, the muscles begin to get unlimbered. So let us start with moving the eyeballs clockwise. Try to reach the far corners, but if you begin to feel slightly giddy, stop. Don't force yourself to push your eyes to look at the far corners of your eyes. Clockwise over. Let's start anti-clockwise. Look to the left, look down, look to the right, look up, look to the left, look down, look to the right, look up, look straight ahead. So similarly, now we will move the head. Move the head to the right, down to the chest, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down. Take it the other way. One round, two rounds. Turn your shoulders forward, back, back, forward. Then you can do this as well if you wish. This is basically only to increase the blood supply. And then this is the important one, where you move the torso clockwise, stretch as much as you can, come back, move to the left, stretch as much as you can, come back, move to the right, twist to the right as much, come back, twist to the left as much, come back. Now then, move your hips clockwise. 1, 2, move anti-clockwise. 1, 2. Now I've said this before in my last class. I'm doing it only twice so as to give you an exposure. This is not, generally, you should do it at least 3 to 5 times or 6 times. So I do this only um, 4 5 times, 2 times because twice, so that we don't. I mean, it's a we don't know. It's only 1 hour, and I can only give you an exposure. I cannot. If we were doing a class continuously, uh, okay. Minu Madam says she missed last week. Minu Madam, there is a. I've done the. I'm going to be doing what we did last class, and there is a video on YouTube over the last class, so you can take a look at that also. It's only a 30-minute video, so you should be able to come up to speed again. But don't worry, today we'll be continuing that class. So now what we are going to do is we are going to start with the breathing. Now in today's breathing, I'm going to again do a variation. First, we will breathe normally, and then I'm going to make you exhale as much as you can. I want you to exhale as much as you can and then suck your abdomen inside as much as you can. I will show you as a demonstration and you will be able to make out. I just hope I'm able to show you my abdomen. Let's see. Okay, can you see? Okay, I think you can see my abdomen. So I'm going to breathe out. Hold. So what I did was I breathed out, sucked the anus inside, held for 3 4 counts, and then I released it. But the important thing is when you release and you then breathe in, it should not be a suction with a vengeance. So let's start with the relaxation exercise first. Please go into your uh, positions. Your hand must be in a mudra of your choice. Then your feet must be in an asana, and please make sure that your tongue is touching your upper palate. So what we are going to do now is that first I will start with the relaxation exercise. So for those who have just joined, please get on to the position. Put your hand in the right mudra. Place your tongue under your palate so that you close the prana loop. Keep your back erect. And now at the count of, I'll count and then start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Be aware of the breath. Breathe through your nostrils. Observe the breath at the nostril. Observe the breath at the septum, that is the bridge of the nose. Observe the breath going into your nose, the back of the nose. Observe the breath at the throat. Observe the breath at the chest. Observe the abdomen going in and out. Observe the abdomen and the breath as a unit. When the breath goes in, the abdomen will go out, and when the breath goes out, the abdomen will go in. Relax the brain. Relax the front of the brain. Relax the left side of the brain. Relax the right side of the brain. Relax the back of the brain. Relax the whole head. Relax your eyeballs. Relax the ears. You should be able to feel the ears becoming less stressed. Relax your face. Relax the back of the head. Relax the throat. Relax the shoulders. Relax the back. Your back must be erect, but in a very calm manner. It should not be stressed. It should not be under tension. Relax the abdomen. When I say relax the abdomen, it means that you should feel the organs within the abdomen slowly settling down. They may go down a little bit because you've been holding your abdomen forcefully normally, and when you let it go, you should feel all the abdominal viscera slowly coming down. Feel the whole body as a unit. So when the breath comes in, you should feel the body expanding slightly. When the breath goes out, you should feel it contracting slightly. It's like your body is moving along with nature. Now bring your focus back to the breath, and we are going to do Nāḍī-śuddhi. Not Nāḍī-śuddhi, we are going to just do Anulom Vilom in breathing in, breathing out. Sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to change the pattern of exhalation. So just try to keep up with me. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in normally. Now, the next exercise I'm going to do is to breathe in for 5 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe out. I'm just going to say breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. And when you breathe out as much as you can, and then you should observe your abdomen, it should go inside. And then at that time, try to suck your anus inside. Okay? I will do it once for you. You all can observe once more. Breathe in. So I want you all to try that out also. So breathe in. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out, and then hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Let go. Relax. So, would you all like to give me feedback on this? How was your experience?
So, can you speak?
Please.
Okay, thank you. Sir, when I was doing this last time, the instructions you gave, I'm not able to see within my body the clear-cut distinction between exhaling, inhaling, and in the in the state of being holding your breath. So these three have to be, I should be able to distinguish them. That's not happening. And one more thing is that after holding the breath, when we inhale, it's kind of like a rush.
Yes.
And that's not, that I'm not able to control, like make it very modulated and all. That's not happening. And when I exhale also, when after prolonged holding of the breath, in fact, the inhaling is better controlled, but the exhaling part, it kind of rushes out because I've been holding it in for so long.
Okay, so let me try and understand you. You are saying that you are unable to differentiate between inhalation, holding, and exhalation, or are you able to differentiate between these three?
No, I know the like cerebrally, I know the meaning, and I'm doing it also correctly. I know that. What I am not able to do is feel the three different stages very clearly separately. One, and the second is that the control of doing it in a very modulated fashion, the way, at the same speed and all that. That's not happening. Like, it's sometimes it gets rushed and sometimes it's slow, like that.
That is fine. That's basically abhyasa, practice.
Okay.
The minute you practice continuously, then slowly all of the, even I do sometimes when I'm stressed out and I sit for pranayama, my breathing goes haywire for a long time. Then I have to keep on doing it, and then I don't let it go. I continuously do it until I get a modicum of control. So it is basically, the more you practice, the more comfortable you will get. This is it is something that you're not used to, right? We are continuously um, engaged in the external world. For the first time, you're looking inside yourself,
Yes.
and so when you are looking inside yourself, you're constantly also getting data from the external world, and you need to. So the distraction is always there until. So the reason why I'm getting y'all into this pranayama part is to slowly make you comfortable with your own body, so
Mhm.
that what happens is that over time, as you begin to cut one by one the need for external affirmation, then you become secure within yourself.
Okay.
That's the intent. So don't worry about it, but just try, and this don't worry about the quality of breathing. It comes from practice. What concerns me is your inability to feel the breath moving inside the body,
Uh,
and
uh,
that may take some time.
So one more thing that I would like to say, earlier on, before we began all this, you said relax your front
Yeah, I
part
know.
of your
I
brain
know
and
you
the other.
had a problem with this. Yes.
Yes, and the thing is, when you separate like that, the entire brain, and say relax the left one, then I'm left wondering, what exactly are you technically, like, what's the technique? What are you expecting us to do when you give this instruction to relax the left part of
Okay.
your head? Or
Okay. Let me try and explain what I'm doing. Your brain is roughly 30 to 40 to 50% fat. Okay. Now, fat or charbi is basically, it will not move. It is a very inflexible thing. Now, but there is also need for movement of blood into the brain, because if you don't move that, then your brain activity is not modulated. So the key is that if you begin to start relaxing your brain, then what happens is your ability to control your breath becomes better. So what I suggest is you then start placing your hand in each part, and then begin an auto suggestive process as to see whether that place is getting relaxed a little bit. Another thing you could do is massage that area to see whether that particular part is getting relaxed or not.
so here, when you say relax, what exactly you are expecting us to feel that I would say, yeah, now it's relaxed? Like, how do I know?
um okay, let me, give me a minute, I'll tell you what I mean by this. Okay, this is a piece of old, this is a dress. Okay,
Right.
now what i'm what I mean by this is, uh, if you put a dry cloth
Hmm.
like this,
Hmm.
it will fall in a particular manner.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
If you wet the cloth and you put it, what happens? It will go plop
Yes.
and it will fall in its own natural state.
Yes.
That is what I want you to do.
So you want it like the wet one?
Yes, means that it should be like it's in its own natural state. It's just going plop. There is no there is no resistance to change. There is no resistance to anything.
So the
So
left
remember,
part of the brain should suddenly become like.
no, not suddenly. It will become naturally relaxed. You start suddenly means you'll get it. You might get a stroke. We don't want all that.
No,
It
but
will
you
be
said that you have to relax now, the relax the left part of your body.
relax means little by little, Baba. You don't suddenly let go like that, and then expect there will be some breakage if something like that happens. You have to be very sensible in the way you relax. Also, no, your body should be under your control. It can't be like you let go completely. Our system is not designed like that.
No, actually, on the other hand, I don't know even if I have to let go means what exactly to do. So when you said
Okay,
this,
let me explain again what we mean by relaxing. If you remember, I told you all our muscles have got two parts. One is a tensor, one is a compressor.
okay,
When one muscle is pulled in one direction, the other when one muscle goes into tension, the other one goes into compression. Then the natural instinct of the muscle is to come back to neutral. However, because we are constantly confronted by change, by stimulus, our adrenal glands are continuously working and pushing in adrenal and cortisone into our bloodstream. So what happens is that we are constantly in a state of stress. So the muscle is constantly either in tension or in compression. When you auto suggest yourself, what you're doing is you're putting these muscular groups in neutral gear. That's all you're doing. When you put your muscles in neutral gear, what happens? The prana is able to flow through all the nadis. What is a nadi? A nadi is a channel. So when the prana moves without any restrictions through the nadi, your body begins to get balanced properly.
okay, so we
When
are
you are able,
basically doing auto suggestion to ourselves.
yes,
Okay,
when you do that, what happens is that after some time, where you're comfortable, right now you're not even comfortable with your body. When you begin to get comfortable with your body, what happens is that your need for external linkages reduces. Are you able to understand?
yeah, somewhat. But I think with practice, I will be able to feel it like exactly what you're meaning.
It will take some time. Anybody else has any questions? Okay, I'm now
Is
going to
it
go. Yes,
is it
please.
what should we say, bad or harmful if we are not able to hold on? Because many times I find that even before it's time to breathe in or breathe out, the holding uh,
You're not able
doesn't
to do it.
happen that much. Yeah,
Yeah,
the next step automatically sets in.
no problem. See, the thing is, each of our bodies is different. It depends on your physical state, your psychological state, and your physiological state. There is no such one day you'll have a good day, one day you won't have such a good day. That is not a problem. We are all learning. What is the intent? The intent is that you should become comfortable with your state of existence, with the now, the present. That means this is the only body you have. This is all you have, and you have to play with it. So you have to make it comfortable with itself. So far
Yeah.
you've been living with an external, trying to adjust to the external stimuli. You've always ignored yourself as an individual, as a person, or as an entity. What we are doing now is to slowly begin to look at the body as an entity, as a vessel, and you're cleaning the vessel continuously. When you clean the vessel, what happens? It is able to take fresh stimulus. And what is the fresh stimulus we are trying to do? Make sure that the prana is filling the body in equilibrium. And that's what we are doing. So don't worry.
Okay.
You have to
Okay.
practice, but please practice. Yoga is a practice. There is no
Yes.
very little theory. What theory I've told you is about as much theory I'm going to be saying the same thing again and again and again. There's no rocket science here. This is your body. Keep it clean. You're doing antra shaucham, inside cleaning. All the kachada that you have got over the many years of living, you are getting rid of it. The kachada, because you are used to living in a particular manner, your muscles are not responding to your stimulus. They are not listening to you. Why? Because you have lived in a particular manner, you are used to certain things, and suddenly if you say, I don't want that, I'm going to look inside, your body is not going to let you do that. It's going to say, no, I want to go there. So you have to treat it like you were treating your child when the child used to say, no, I want to buy a chocolate. How did you get rid of that urge from the child? You said, no, it's not good for your health, this, whatever you did. You have to treat your body like that, like a truant child, like a spoiled child, and slowly discipline the child. It's very simple.
Okay.
Are you all understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing that now we are going to do Nāḍī-śuddhi. Now let us look at the Nāḍī-śuddhi. So remember one thing, everything we have already done so far. Now I'm just going to go through the breathing process, and then, but in here, when we are exhaling, what I'd like you all to do is to observe your anus and pull it in just as you are ending the Nāḍī-śuddhi. And there, I would like you all to hold the Nāḍī-śuddhi, I mean the anus in the held position until the end of Kumbhaka, or the holding position. So let me repeat what I did last class. You breathe in, you pay attention to your breath going either through the nostril or through the bridge of the nose. It should be calm and steady. Then you hold at the Antara Kumbhaka, and then you do Bahira Kumbhaka. When you are doing Bahira Kumbhaka, start with focus on the nose and then let it go out. And as it goes out, transfer your awareness to the abdomen, and then as the breath goes out, towards the end of Kumbhaka, pull your anus inside, hold it through the Kumbhaka, and then release the anus as you start breathing in, because your awareness will come out of the abdomen back to your bridge of the nose. Okay. So here I'm going to change also the pattern of breathing a little bit. I'll do 5 in, 4, then I'll do 6 exhalation, so that it will become easier for you to pull your anus inside, and then I'll do 4 holding. Okay. So please sit, bring your awareness back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through the left nostril. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in through the right nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through the left nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in through the left nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through the right nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in through the right nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through the left nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Relax. Were you able to do this? Is there any feedback? Yes, Ramon sir.
Yes, I think today was the best. From my experience, today the whole thing came out well. I felt better than any other day.
Oh, okay. Thank
Good.
you, sir.
Very nice. Today it was good.
Jayshree madam. Jayshree madam.
Yeah, the movement from one phase to the other was so beautiful. I mean, for the first time, like Ram Mohan sir said, I could actually feel the breath going down, 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 and then, from there coming up again. It was very nice. And I was also aware of the breath coming up. I was aware of the abdomen moving, and again, the breath coming to the edge of the nostril. It was very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you. Now let's go to the person who has the difficulty. Meenu madam, how was your experience?
I Hello, can you hear
Meenu
me?
madam.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. I wasn't able to, like I think my problem is a lot of experience is required, practice is required. Sorry, and I think I wasn't able to do. I was able to do the inhale and exhale separately, but the
Holding.
holding part, that wasn't very separate.
Are you practicing every day?
Yes, but I see there's nobody else to tell me I'm doing right, wrong. So everything is like on my own.
I understand. Unfortunately, we are on a internet kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm saying that that's the reason it's like
okay.
everything is on auto. I'm doing it myself. Maybe I'm rightly doing, maybe I'm wrongly doing. So
Okay, let's see
I
if we can do an offline and get you up to speed on this. Um, okay, let me get back to you on this. I'm not sure. Um, now, I'm going to ask. Okay, now I'm going to get into a little theory. Um, now, this is. I've always been a little careful about speaking about theory because uh, people have different views on these things. But I'd like to place it in front of you because I think it's important in the sense of um, understanding the overall context, conceptual base on which we are functioning. So today I'm going to talk about karma. Karma, as it is generally known, is action. Now, what is the basis of this action? Let us. I, I will give you an example. Suppose I like this particular object. Now, what happens is that I bring it closer to myself. When I don't like the object, I push it further away from me. The action of bringing it close or taking it further away is karma. That's straightforward. When you like something and you bring it closer to you, it is called raga, and when you push it away, it's called dvesha. Now, the important thing is that by itself, karma is neutral. As you would have seen, bringing it closer or taking it further away, there is really um, there is no difference between the two because it's inert. It's an inert action. But what happens is that suppose you like something a little more, then what happens is that you bring it faster or close, in a more virulent way, and when you don't like something, you push it in a more aggressive way. Now, this difference in the like and dislike of something is called duality or dvandva, duality. And this results in an unequal give and take between the subject and the object. Or, okay, subject and object. This difference between the object and the subject, differential give and take, is called runa or debt, because one is giving more, one is taking more. So when somebody, like for instance, when I'm talking to say Ram Mohan sir, if we both agree on something, then we are at raga. If we disagree, we are at dvesha. Now, depending on the intensity of our agreement or disagreement, there will be a difference in our emotions and the level of give and take. That is called runa. Very often in our system, we confuse karma with runa. Actually, karma is the action because it's neutral, but because it is neutral, you tend to use the debt to define the action. So, the different types of debt that we create is called, what we create now is called agami karma. This agamic karma that we do, whatever we are creating right now, goes into our ledger of for reconciliation, and that overall ledger that we have created for ourselves is called sanchita karma. This ledger, now thing is that we know that there is nothing free in life. If you take something, you have to pay for it. So if you are a debtor, but then there is a debtor and a creditor, that means sometimes you have to pay, sometimes you have to get. So when you are a creditor, you have to still get it from the other person. So whether you are a debtor or a creditor, you have to then reconcile the account, and that is called prarabdha karma. So the thing is that no matter what happens, these three karmas or debts or credits affect us. And this is by and large also the reason why we are all in the same class. One of us is, I might have been a debtor, I might have been a creditor, so that I have to come and teach you. You might have been debtors and creditors, so that you have to come and listen to me. The point is that overall, this is all preordained. There is a certain amount of destiny involved in this. Now, sometimes what happens is that overall, there is a, like for instance, you've read recently that the guy, the head of the Wagner group, died in a plane accident. It might have been his karma that he should die, but it might, the 9 other people who were in the plane, what was their karma? Very often, you are involved in something that you have no control over. So that is called samasti karma. COVID-19 is an example of a samasti karma. That means everybody, samasti, asti, everybody, sama asti, everybody is treated as equal in that karma. So that is called samasti karma. Everybody gets impacted by that. So climate warming, climate change is a samasti karma. Everybody is impacted by it. So this is the various types of karma, this is the fundamentals of karma. Now, there are many other, so the thing is that if you are unable to resolve this right now, the karma part right now, then you have what we call the requirement of, you have to come back for rebirth and things like that. And that is a different subject altogether. But the reason I'm talking about karma is you will then go to dharma, and from there, how it impacts your body. Because much of this is all related to what we are as individuals. So I'm going to stop here and request, do you all have any feedback? Yes, Lata madam.
Sir, I've done a bit of reading and I don't entirely agree with all that you say. I'm really sorry to say this.
No problem.
So, I don't intend to be offensive or anything like that at all.
No problem.
So, for example, I just read a book several years back. It's called Conversations with God,
Yeah.
and it has been written by a gentleman called Neil Donald Walsh. It's a series of 4 or 5 books. So to just throw a googly at you and perhaps to the rest of the audience here, he says that, he says in the book one, in fact, Hitler never went to hell because he truly believed that the injustice he was doing to Jews was justified. So you were talking some time back about karma and you give some, you take back some, and all of that. But in that book, he says that when you truly believe that what you're doing is right, and when you do it, then from your perspective, it is not an injustice at all. I mean, I'm
Absolutely.
not agreeing with him. I'm not disagreeing with you. But very often, you don't know then what is right and what is wrong.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. This there is no googly in this. It's pretty straightforward. And for I have started with the karma part, but when you go into the next level of karma, it is the question is who is doing the karma, and to what extent is that karma being experienced by the other person. The fact remains that nobody knows what Hitler thought and what drove Hitler to do it, or anybody. So the question really is that what Mr. Neil also said, whoever he is, has spoken about is a very hypothetical situation. There is, in fact, uh, a term called banality of evil. The thing is that you see this in butchers. When butchers actually go and kill animals on a day-to-day basis, after some time they become inured to that activity. But that does not mean that they don't have a karma coming from the animal for having done that. The issue is that's why if you read the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 18, Sri Krishna says, Gahana Karmano Gati. The speed of karma is a very subtle and a very deep speed. So it's I think I get your point of view, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I think the question of the subtleties of understanding how karma functions, we will probably, and remember one thing: this entire business of yoga is experiential. So when I'm talking to you about karma and other things, we are talking about experiencing it. So the thing is that we do not talk about a high, we have to actually begin to start experiencing the debt. So that means you're from, so this is the second part of pranayama. When you say I am getting ragged breathing, it comes from a stress that is affecting you. So when you look at karma itself, it has to be from what you call experience. So that is why we have what is called anubhava. From anubhava, which is when we have elders, we go and touch their feet. Why do we do that? It's because we call them mahanubhavu. That is maha anubhavu. Those that have got great experience. And what is that experience that they have got? The experience that they have got is the experience of having seen these things that you're talking about. Banality of giving, taking, getting, and things like that. So I'm not. So the thing is that this entire in our system, it is all cognitive. We have to experience to be, and the more sensitive we are to the experience of what is happening around us, then we get into what we call an awareness, and that is what Sri Krishna calls Sthita Prajna. So the Sthita Prajna has got many levels of awareness, and that awareness is when you begin to really cognize, take karma from a inert state to an experiential state, and that is what I'm trying to talk about. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, do you still have a dissonance?
No, sir. I mean, the only other question I have is that, again, a small conversation, say, between two people. Uh, uh, we may disagree, but then what if one person truly believes that what he has said is the truth? and
Correct.
he did not say it to hurt the other person. So from his side, it is neutral, but the other person has taken it in a
In a very
hurting
personal
manner.
manner. In a very
Yes.
personal
So
manner.
the other
So
person has felt hurt, but then in that case, what would you say is the karma between these two people? I mean, who has given more or who has taken more? I mean, it is not the fault
absolutely,
of the person, no, because he
absolutely.
didn't mean to hurt. The intention was not to hurt, but the
In
other
fact,
person felt offended. So what do you do then?
in fact, it happened to me today. Somebody had parked the car in a particular manner, and I went and told the person that you please park in this particular manner, and the person got offended. Now, at the end of the day, there is no intention to hurt. The but the other person is offended. Now, some of these things you cannot control, and that is where Sri Krishna says you have to be like a lotus in water. That is, you have to be calm within yourself so that even the exuding of what you're saying has to come off as a peaceful or a neutral kind of a the body language and your communication has to be neutral. And that is one of the reasons why we wear vibhuti. What is vibhuti? What is the need for wearing vibhuti? Vibhuti essentially is neutral. It is bhasma. So you are that is the ideal state which you function in. When you function in that state, what happens is that no matter, even if the other person is getting upset, you are in a position to absorb that stress. It is not necessarily negative. It is a stress that the other person is exuding because he doesn't know how to react. So as I, again I come back to what Sri Krishna says, Gahana Karmano Gati. The speed of karma is very, very subtle. So I'm unable to give you empirical evidence or empirical formula that this is the right thing to do, but I can only tell you this, that the ultimate thing is that you have to build that reservoir of ability to absorb energy from other people without reacting in a negative manner. So when you stop reacting, you don't absorb karma. The other person may have karma. You cannot live another person's life. You are able to deal with your karma. Am I getting through?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you made it very clear. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Jayshree madam.
Why is it that we have to go through so much in life to get such realization? Why can't it happen very early on in life? Why is it that
Let
we have to go through so many experiences and then hit on the path of, like how you said so beautifully put, that you must not absorb somebody else's negativity when you're faced with something, but you must abide and act by your own karma. But it takes a whole deal of your life
like
lived and the experiences, and then to
yes.
arrive at this. By the time you've built up so much bad karma, it's so
No.
hard. By the time you've
You
finished
know,
clearing all that, the time is up.
no. No, that's not the case. What happens is that when you begin to make yourself inert, that is, you are able to absorb. What happens is that the chitta, the consciousness, begins to get stable. And as the consciousness begins to get stable, it stops reacting. What is the pranayama practice that we are doing? You are controlling the breath. What happens as a result of focusing on the breath inside? The first thing that happens is your need for anchors outside diminishes. Then your body is beginning to get the neutral. When the body begins to get neutral and your breathing becomes calm, the next step, after some time we'll go into dhyana, your chitta begins to stabilize. And as the chitta begins to stabilize, the next step is making it not react. When the chitta does not react, slowly what happens is that the karma that you have, your prarabdha karma, will start accelerating because you're able to handle much more. It is then what happens is that you are not acquiring new karma, but you're actually burning out your old karma. But if your karma really is very high and you have not been able to finish the reconciliation process, it is possible that we might have to live again to reconcile. But yeah, you're right. I mean, we build karma in the early days that we do these things. But unless I go through the process completely, I won't be able to explain beyond this to you. I know the theory part up to a point, but I haven't reached the stage where I can tell you that, hey, listen, if you do this, this will be your problems will get resolved. But this is the logical thing that I can talk about. I can only talk up to the pranayama part, the chitta coming under control, because that's where I have been.
That is so beautifully put by itself. That is so beautifully put. That answers, like it will keep, I'm going to speak for myself. It will keep me aligned with myself, and I will be abiding by my karma, and I will, like you always say, I will not react, I will respond.
Yeah, you have to
And
be like a
unaffected by the exterior stimulus.
correct. So the
Yes.
thing is that you should stop worrying about what others think and
Yes.
try to be at peace with yourself, and then
Yes.
allow the other person to live his or her own karma. You can't
Yes.
change other people, no?
Yes. Correct. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Is there any other input? I'm really happy that you're responding so positively, because I was very scared that these things can get into a dicey situation. Is there anybody? Yes, sir. Anand, sir.
Yeah, I had read your blog coincidentally today.
Hmm.
So that was very explanative on karma and then the bandhana part and all that. There was a
Yes.
classic example that was given about the person driving a car and then somebody honking from the back continuously, and he gets angry. He stops, and then when he goes back, he realizes the girl who is driving is just learning, and her father, who is a trainer, is unconscious, and she is rushing to the hospital. So the first anger turns into a different kind of feeling for him. So these are the things. I think very very nicely put story there. So I was quite impressed with that. So I just wanted to communicate that. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. So we've already exceeded our time. We are okay. If there are any further questions, we'll take them.
Yeah, and it's not regarding this karma or anything. It's back to breathing. I
Yes.
find, I find many times, even not necessarily while doing pranayama, but at other times also, I find when I'm breathing, I'm seem to be engaging my throat.
Yes.
I don't know how the breath can go through the throat, but
How will
that
it reach the lungs?
uh,
How
pardon.
will it reach the lungs if it doesn't go through the throat?
So you mean it's natural?
Yeah. This is where the throat is. This is where the lungs are. This is where your nose is. Your breath has to come from the throat to the back of the this. It will close your ears. Then it will go to the throat, and then it will enter the lungs, and then it will expand your abdomen.
No, it will be through the windpipe, no?
Yes, the windpipe is in the throat, no? I
Okay.
think I'm not able to understand properly.
No, I feel, sort of, I don't know whether my question, I'm putting it across correctly, but
Yeah.
I find that when I'm breathing in or out, the throat part seems to be engaged, like
Yes.
not just the nose and directly,
Hmm.
because sometimes when I find that and I'm more alert, more aware, then I'm able to stop the interruption of the sort of it going through the throat,
Okay. Let me explain a
and
little bit.
it sort of triggers sort of a cough kind of thing when it
Ah.
goes through the throat. That's why.
Okay. Let me try and let's look at the physiology of the throat. Okay. Now out here you've got something called the epiglottis. So this has got two parts. One is the food pipe, one is the windpipe. When the air goes inside, the windpipe will expand slightly and close push the food pipe in.
Can you please repeat? I'm not getting your video. 1 second. Uh, 1 second. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, please.
So the thing is, when your air goes inside, there is at the
Yeah.
back of the throat here something called an epiglottis. So there are the if this is the windpipe, there is a food pipe at the back, and there is an
Correct.
epiglottis here, and
Yeah.
this thing closes the windpipe when the food goes in.
Yeah.
When you breathe in, your because of the force of the breath, the windpipe will expand slightly. So you will feel the breath going through that. That is not a problem. Okay.
Okay.
The
Okay.
coughing could be for multiple reasons. I'm unable to explain to you. I don't know. But the next 2-3 exercises which I teach you, if you do it, then you should be able to bring your coughing under control. When we do
Okay.
Kapalabhati and when we do some other pranayama, we will be able to bring that under control. So,
Okay.
but don't worry about the air, you feeling the air. It should be, in fact, if the breathing here is calm, there is this thing is called the Vishuddhi chakra. The Vishuddhi chakra controls your
Yes.
thyroid and parathyroid, which are endocrine organs, which are very important for growth and health. So don't worry about it.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Jai Shri Madam.
Just a quick question, and not take long. So this mindfulness exercise you had asked us to do with the carrot. So
Ah,
uh, I'm trying to follow it in small ways in everything that I do. But when I chant prayers, what is it that I should be mindful of to stay aware of the chanting?
okay, there are 2-3 things you are getting into. One is when, like, for instance, if you are doing a long prayer like Vishnu Sahasranama, then what happens is that there is no way that you're going to be able to focus on any one thing, because the self will not allow you to focus on one thing unless you've reached a very high level of yoga. So there you chant, try to bring it back, chant, bring it back. If you're doing a mantra, now again what you can do is all this that I told you about relaxation of the body. Bring the relaxation and then slowly try to put your where the sound is emanating from, bring your attention to that particular place where the sound is coming from, and try to keep it there, because the chitta will not allow you to be in control. The chitta is one of those things which is very insecure. It will keep moving all over to get anchor points. So the right way to do it is to first relax so that the prana is moving in the body, and then slowly look at the point where the sound is coming emanating from, because for
Okay.
each person it might be at a different place.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Please try and let me know what happened.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else? Okay. So with that, I'm going to wish you all a great weekend.